welcome to the Saturday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday morning. It is Saturday Caturday. Oh boy.
Saturday afternoon. Don't let Carlos lie to you.
Wait, Saturday afternoon? Well, to be fair, it is technically afternoon. True. That part is true. That part is true.
What do you mean it's technically true? It is true.
Fine. Good afternoon, everybody.
Why are you like this?
This is what this is about, okay?
I always hate when I open Google Chrome after restarting my computer and I realize how many windows and tabs I had open.
Oh my goodness.
Because, you know, not just tabs. Windows of tabs.
Windows of tabs. Jeez.
Oh yeah. I've got like 3 or 4 windows of tabs for Glock parts, a couple for the Crycut stuff, a couple for some Home Depot things. Like if I get going on a project, I'll start a new window in Google Chrome.
Yeah.
And I'll open a tab and get all the materials and stuff I'll need, a tab of each, and then I'll write it all down before I go to the store. That way I make sure I get everything and don't forget anything. And I find that when I do it this way, it also helps me plan my projects better. Because I don't just look at it and go, oh, I'll probably need about this much. Like, no, I actually sit here and I draw it out and I measure everything.
Yeah, because then it feels... I know that I don't do this. I should. But it always feels awkward when you like want to do like a DIY project, or you just want to like fiddle around with stuff, and then you go and get the materials and then you start working on your project and you're like, huh, oh, I guess I did need that. And or
yeah,
like,
or you go and you're like, oh, I don't think I really need this. I'm just not gonna get this. And then you get home and you get into the project and you're like, oh, this is why I needed that.
Yeah, there's a reason why I thought about it in the first place.
Yeah,
oh, man.
So I just save myself all the trouble. It's not like when I'm at work and I'm building stuff, there's racks of lumber. If I don't grab enough wood when I walk over to my table,
you can always get it.
Guess what? I go get more.
Yeah.
When I drive into town and I go through the trouble of hauling lumber with the Jeep, which it's not horribly difficult, but it takes a little bit of effort. I mean, anything that is longer than 8 feet, depending on how much of it I get, like 8 feet, I can get 2x4s and that kind of lumber and set them over top of my center console, and it goes from my tailgate basically up to like that far in front of my radio. So I transport lumber like that sometimes if I am not needing too much to where it won't fit in that small space.
Yeah.
But other times, like when I got the plywood, I think I sent you a picture. I got 4x8 sheet of plywood. I put that right on top of the Jeep, and I just ratchet strap that bitch down.
Yeah, I mean, like,
so it just takes a little bit of effort. So I don't like making multiple trips. I don't like... I mean, number 1, extra gas. Number 2, it's just a pain because I already went through the trouble of loading and transporting lumber. Now I gotta go back and do it again.
Yeah.
I just try not to.
Yeah, I mean,
I can always take it back, and I never do because I'll use it.
True. Eat coming in hot with a tier 1 subscription, 10 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Heya. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Very much.
Hold on, I'm trying to like get this to work.
Now I got our stream up.
Okay, you got everything up?
Yeah, I didn't have it up before, so I was just kind of talking to myself alone in Discord.
Well, that works.
No, I like to see the stream and see what's going on.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I can't see chat from Discord, so...
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true.
Oh man, I think this tea is steeped long enough.
It's what now?
I think my tea has steeped long enough.
What does that mean? Like, I guess, stayed in the hot water long enough? Is that what you mean? Gotcha.
Like I had this, when I make tea, usually I'll heat up my water and then I'll put it in the cup with my tea bag and I'll let it soak with the thing covered, and usually gets the flavor pretty strong in the tea. I don't like weak tea.
No, I
This
can't.
is a
I can't do it.
English breakfast tea. It's a black tea.
Oh, I see what's going on.
It's so good. What's going on, Carlos?
So usually I'll have my little hey Alio, how's it going? Good morning or afternoon. Alio with the 12 biddies, thank you so much. So I use my phone as a pseudo MIDI board. And sometimes it just has problems like connecting because, like, obviously.
That was happening to me too. That's why I stopped using mine.
Yeah, so like sometimes
I never used to have those problems when I ran Apple computers, but for some reason I guess those apps just don't like Windows or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it does have something to do with that. I don't know, but I got it working again. Heat is asking you a question.
Yes, I did have a good rest of my birthday weekend. What did I do for my birthday weekend?
I thought you were going on like a trail or something.
I was going to, and then the weather was bad, and I don't have a winch, so I'm a little bit more leery about going places by myself when the weather's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, when I moved up here with that purple Jeep, it was stock. I had never done any. I mean, I grew up playing in the Everglades. We had swamps and mud bogs and stuff like that. So it's very different from the kind of stuff I get into here.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
Even the mud here is totally different, being red clay. It's way more slick. It's really interesting. But hell, when I moved up here with that Jeep, I had a winch on it. I felt like I could go anywhere.
Yeah, because if you happen to get stuck, you can always like get yourself out of it, right?
This literally happened to me multiple times.
Yeah.
There was one time that I was driving.
Oh, we lost Bree for a second. It is pronounced bre. So first of all, thank you so much for the 100.
It's not.
Dang it,
Stop
she's back.
it.
It's 100 biddies.
Stop it, Carlos.
Thank you so much, new Wrangler. Thank you.
My God. So I'm just driving down this road, and off the side of the road, I see this big old dirt hill, and I mean, this sucker is probably like 12, 14 feet high. It was big, and I don't know, because Jeep, I just decided I was gonna drive over it. Well, I went to drive over it, and I got up it no problem, but when I went over the top, it wasn't wide enough and flat enough up at the top for my wheels to actually like make contact with the ground.
Yeah. Ooh.
So what had happened was I got stuck on the belly of the Jeep.
The what? Oh no. Oh no.
Like picture like this.
Yeah, I could seesaw. You seesawed it.
Yes, I did. And there's literally no trees around because they had cut down all the trees, but thank God the trees were like piled up, right? So I get out, I get the remote for my winch. First thing I do is I get on the bumper and I start jumping on it. I'm like, okay, I can push this thing down a little bit. I'm like, all right. So I start running the winch line out and I go wrap it around a probably 10-foot pile of trees. And I just kind of hope that when I start pulling on it, that it's heavy enough that I'm going to be able to jump down on my bumper and get the wheels to touch the ground and pull the Jeep forward.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
here I am standing on my bumper, jumping up and down, and I got the remote and I'm trying to pull in the winch line, and this pile of trees is just getting closer and closer, and my Jeep is just like very, very slowly inching forward.
Nice.
And finally, barely, I got it to where the front wheels were touching the ground. And
Which
I
at
thought,
that
all
point,
right.
yeah, at that
I'm
point,
like,
like,
okay, I got two wheels. I'm gonna go put it in 4 low and
mm-hmm.
see if I can crawl forward. And sure enough, I
Yep.
was able to run the winch and crawl forward. And I got myself off. Because, oh my
Ooh.
god. Like, what
Yikes.
am I gonna do?
Yikes.
I did not think this through clearly. And
No,
so
but
now, anytime I see something and I want to drive up it, the first thing I'll do is I'll walk up and I'll make sure that there's not like a little spot like that where I'm gonna get stuck. I mean, if my Jeep had been lifted at the time, probably would
maybe.
have been a problem because the suspension would have flexed and the wheels would have been so much, or the tires would have been so much bigger
Right.
that they probably would have touched the ground. But my stock Jeep just was like, wee,
And
wee,
just seesawed it.
wee.
Oh, man.
Let's see. How about the time I was at Jeep Fest and they basically had like a system of trails and they were different difficulty levels. Well, I guess some people wanted souvenirs or something because I went around a couple times and I just followed the signs and I stayed on the easy trails because my Jeep was stock and it was
Right.
my first year. Or no, it was my second year. Ed was sick and I was by myself. Yeah, I was by myself. Ed was sick. So my second year at Jeep Fest. But I was still stock and by this point my tires were pretty bald.
Oh, no, then
So
you would be
anyways,
spinning.
oh yeah. So I get to this I go around twice, I think. And I go around again. And you would think you've been around twice and you would know where to go, but it is a maze. It is such a maze back there that people took the signs out of the ground and I just didn't know and I kept going behind the same people I had been with the whole time. And I don't think they knew either. But they happened to be in lifted Jeeps and they were okay. Well, I got to this one spot where there was like a waterfall and it was all muddy and then it was just like straight up. I mean, when I had to walk up it, I couldn't walk. I had to climb on all fours.
Yeesh.
It was like elbows
Yeah.
and knees. It was horrible. I tried to go up it. I could not go up it. I had to winch my way up it the whole freaking way. And
Well,
it
I mean,
turned.
At least you made it. Kinda. I mean,
Yeah, it took me about like 40 minutes, I think,
I
to get up
think
there.
I think the TLDR of this story is that you definitely, like, if you plan to do like Jeep stuff, you definitely need a winch. Like, there's no if and or buts
Yes.
around it, really.
Like, to me, I mean, it could be as simple as you pull off to the side of the road and the shoulder's soft and you can't get out.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's
there's so
scary.
many different. It could be from mild to wild. The reason why you need a winch.
Right. Eat 420 with the 5 biddies. Thank you so much. You guys are just showing so much support. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of this. If I'm Noog, then she's Breh. Okay,
Nah.
fair enough. Thank you for the shout out too. I'm dyeing my hair today and maybe doing a stream tonight. Cool. Cool. If you do a stream tonight, you know, feel free to post it in the Discord and all that awesome stuff. Alio, I'm still having issues with Discord and slobs. It seems to happen. Yeah, Discord, it's just been like a fact of life. That Discord just doesn't like us. Cool. Is that a new tool that you got?
Yeah.
Nice.
This was a birthday gift from my husband.
Nice. Nice.
It's
Multi-tool.
a Leatherman Wave Plus multi-tool.
Oh no, those are legit.
I lost my multi-tool in the Jeep fire, but this one is even better than the one I got. I'm probably
Nice.
gonna see about getting it engraved.
Nice. I
just
have
don't
a
know.
very old one that's like rinky, plasticky one. And like the knife on the multi-tool isn't even good anymore. But I have one. Just not
Get
as
you
nice
one
as
of
that one.
these.
Not as nice as that one though.
Get you one of these. That's awesome. I have never had a multi-tool that was serviceable. Like this whole thing, I could take it apart like my gun and replace any of the parts.
Nice. So you can just if well, in other words, it can technically last as long as you're willing to fix it.
Pretty much. It's got a 25-year warranty, so if anything happens to it in your first 25 years of owning it, you can just
What?
send it back.
25-year
Yes.
warranty? That's
Yes, somebody
amazing.
I recently, since I got this, I joined a Leatherman group on Facebook, and somebody posted the original Wave that they bought when it first came out, and it still said patent pending on it and everything.
Nice.
And that was 23 years ago. And
23 years ago.
it just broke, finally. Like, one of the blades broke off. And he emailed Leatherman, and they said to send it back, and they asked if it was sentimental or if he would like a brand new Wave Plus, like I have.
Nice.
So how freaking cool is that? I guess if your tool is sentimental, if you send it in, they'll fix it for you, and if it's not, they'll just upgrade you and give you a brand new one.
Yeah, like
That is amazing.
yeah, I wish people would like understand like the importance of like the not philosophy but like concept behind that, because I mean like
How
it,
stark is the contrast between that customer service and what I'm dealing with Google right
yeah,
now?
unbelievable. So yeah, so you had like a
So
small
yeah,
hiccup.
tell them a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we almost like we're gonna have some like serious issues with the stream today. We were gonna have to like hope or pray that we could find like either an Ethernet cord or either something that would like fix the issue, or just go mobile on the cell phone. We were like trying to figure something out. Um, Apparently the router system, like the Wi-Fi system from Google was like just not working, and Google customer support is like the worst. Um, in other
Mind you,
words,
I spent almost $300 on this Wi-Fi system
right, and
less than 3 years ago.
right, and if it had to be, and if it was a situation where like you worked from home or something like that, like how is, like that's not acceptable. Like if it was me, I couldn't have that. Like I just couldn't have that, because come Monday, if I don't have internet, I can't work. You know, so like that's kind of messed up. Hey, Chai
Oh, and
Bureaucrat.
I even told them, I'm like, well, my husband is doing all his healthcare online
Yeah, that's
with
super
the
important.
VA, and he can't talk to his doctors because we don't have internet.
Yeah, that's a huge problem, especially with all the telehealth and stuff like that. And like I'm sorry, but like you need internet. In like in this day and
Nope.
age, it's like not acceptable to be like, oh well, maybe we'll fix it. Oh well, an email. Did they?
What's pretty screwed up is that I spent all that time on the phone with them. I told them exactly what I did. They made me run through the same steps I already did. It 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 was crazy. The the lady, I don't know if she just didn't understand me. Like, she spoke English. She had a heavy accent, but I'm not sure if she just didn't understand me or if they're like required to go through and ask you these
Yes,
questions whether
yes,
you already did these things or not,
yes,
you know.
yes. Because like, um, unfortunately, a lot of like these IT like initial reps like that you get, a lot of them first of all don't have that much training. I know, because like I'm like in tune with like a lot of the IT departments, at least in my company, so I can only imagine how it is in like in Google. But the initial reps that you speak to, they're not really that like trained, and they have to go through the same process each and every time. Like, did you do X, Y, and Z? So like yeah, like it can be quite frustrating. um
Yeah, so I told her when we were on the phone, I'm like, I bought it 2 or 3 years ago. But I mean, this is ridiculous. I've had $30 routers that lasted for over 10 years. Why is one of the three routers I bought from you guys just randomly stops working?
yeah,
She's
yeah,
like, okay, well, it's out of the warranty, but maybe if you go through with the email and we do the process, I might be able to get it approved. So then I go through with this whole email process. Mind you, I have to do it on my phone because I don't have internet. and she emails me back and says, "Oh, you're out of the 1-year warranty period. It's
Bruh.
not eligible for replacement."
We.
And I'm
Oh
like,
God.
"What?" And
Yeah.
and she attaches on there. She's like, "Please attach a copy of your receipt to prove that it was purchased within the 1-year warranty period." And I'm just like, "Holy shit." I
Yeah.
told you on our recorded phone call, and you acknowledged that I purchased it 2 or 3 years ago out of the warranty period, but that it shouldn't just stop working all of a sudden.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like a cop out. Um. Yeah. So, Chai Bureaucrat brings up a good point here. Visiting my granny. She's kind of sick right now. I'm sorry to hear that, friend.
I hope she gets better soon. My grandma's really sick too, and I really wish I could go see her.
Yeah. My uh. So for those of you that don't know, I do have like effectively, for all intents and purposes, like biological brothers, right? Brian, Kevin, um, one of their grandparents is sick, and in Colombia, no less. You guys haven't been keeping up with what's happening in Colombia. A lot of civil unrest and riots and stuff like that. Hey, Memmius, how's it going? One of those may not be a cat. Oh yeah, no, we got cats. So yeah, it's not a good situation. So dang, I'm sorry, Chai Bureaucrat. But you do bring up a good point. Their firmware is literally designed to break, and coincidentally, like, you know, it just happens to be that it's after the warranty period. You know, like. Speaking of which, by the way, since Chai Bureaucrat brought that up, these microphones also, like, coincidentally,
Are brand new microphones, y'all. The
co-
ones that we
yeah,
just got. What? How long ago? Just a
not
couple months?
yeah, it's very recent. You know that these are new, these have no issues, none whatsoever. But coincidentally, both had an issue.
Me first.
Yes, had an issue with the volume, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but today we seem to more or less have Bree up a lot. Like, Bree is completely like turned up in terms of like the volume. It's completely different. At least what I can see on my levels, and it turns out that after that firmware update, because there was a firmware update, these guys decided to lower their volume consistently by itself. Oh no, the Shure mics are great. These guys are great. Yes, they are USB and XLR.
Right,
so
guys.
the XLR is what you're hearing right now. That is fine. That's never going to fail. The XLR cable is forever. The XLR port is forever. But that USB firmware that it updated is messing around to the point where it lowers its own volume by itself, and there's something weird going on. And I know that it's not the microphone and it's not the computer.
It's the software.
It's the software, because we're not using the software here. You just have it turned up USB, right? You don't have it on the you don't have it on the Motive app, right? A dusty mixer port. Who knows? I worked at the college radio station, and our Electro Voice and Shure mics lasted a long time. Oh yeah, no. Like, Shure is high quality, 100%. It's just like this app. I'm convinced it's the app, the dusty mixer port. I mean, it could be, but like it was because of the USB. It works XLR. Like, you're hearing the XLR. What's bothering me today? Hey, how's it going? Hey, let me do this really quickly. See if I can get that right. Come on. Yeah, it could be the app. So I just made you VIP. What's bothering me today? If you want to plug your YouTube channel, because it's YouTube, right? You do a lot of YouTube stuff. I see you hanging out in other chats. But if you want to plug your YouTube channel, I gave you a VIP for content creators. If you wanna plug your YouTube channel, feel free to throw it up in the chat. Sorry to hear about you. Yeah, I know. I'm busy due to moving soon, but while today's video is rendering, I have some time to check streamers out. Hey, thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Ooh, scrambled eggs and bacon. Sounds good. She's been in remission for years and it's coming back. She's tough though. Ooh. Old AF but tough. Yeah, my grandma was like that too. My grandma was like that too. Old but tough till 98, I think.
98.
Yeah, I think it was 90. I'm forgetting 97 or 98, but it was just like right before the big 100. Like she fought till like the very end, 98, 97, I believe. I appreciate leftists and progressives making content and information more accessible, more available. Gotta fight the good fight. Yeah, I feel that. I'm really living now, so no more Pop-Tarts. Hey, wait a minute,
No more
hold on.
Pop-Tarts?
Whoa. Whoa. What's wrong with Pop-Tarts? Hold on.
First of all, they're horrible for you.
Okay, that's besides the point, but do they taste good?
That's not the point. That's totally the point. Wait.
Oh man. It's fun. Okay, so Pop-Tarts are good. Just because they are good, that doesn't mean they're healthy. However, it doesn't mean that I will not indulge in some good Pop-Tarts, okay? Especially when I was younger, I used to love the Oreo Pop-Tarts. I used to love the Oreo Pop-Tarts. If I remember, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah. It's like popcorn. Yeah. Especially those s'mores one. Those are good too. I'll make you some from scratch. Yo, there you go.
Oh, you guys want to laugh? So, in case you may or may not have noticed, I tend to like the color purple.
Just a little bit.
And, well, from the factory, there's like a hole on the back of the grip of a Glock. And I wanted to get a purple plug for it. So, I ordered one. And I got it. And it's hot pink.
No. No, it's hot pink?
Yes, it is.
Well, it works. It looks purple from here.
It's not. It's hot pink.
Well.
Let's see if that helps.
No, it just looks light purple from here.
It's hot pink. So I wrote to the guy and he's like, well, actually I have two different color purples and I like the lighter one better, so that's what I sent you.
Wait, that's not even purple.
but and he's like, but I will send you one of the darker ones if that is what you really prefer. I was like, okay. Yes, that's more like what I thought I was going to get. So yeah. Hopefully that shows up soon, because the pink one...
I like berry. Well, I don't know. I think the berry Pop-Tarts were kind of meh. I just really liked, at the time,
S'mores Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, the s'mores one was pretty good.
And the Oreo ones. And oh my god, the birthday cake.
The birthday cake? I don't know if I was sold on the birthday cake one. You know how to... Wait, hold on.
One that wasn't bad.
That comment didn't register until right now. You can make Pop-Tarts from scratch, Heat?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Make anything from scratch.
No, I know, but I mean...
you like this?
No, I know you can make anything from scratch. I mean, like, I wish I had the knowledge to do that, is what I'm saying. That's awesome. That's awesome. Purple like Prince?
Personally.
Yeah, Bree's favorite color, in case you guys haven't noticed, is purple. Purple headphones, purple shirt, purple.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got like everything is purple.
No, it's not.
I'll post if I do make them. Yeah, yeah.
I do not have 20 purple Sharpies sitting here in a
Ooh.
cup on my desk.
20 purple. Oh my goodness, everything is purple. It's good stuff. Yeah. Seems like 1970s food. Oh yeah, no, I love Pop-Tarts.
Carlos's food, Alio, is any food he doesn't have to cook.
True. That's if you want to summarize it in the least words possible. Yes, that is true. That is actually 100% true.
I've only known you for like. It's a big ass squirrel. Damn.
Squirrel.
I make a good soup. How long have I known you?
2008. So make the math at that point. I don't know.
Ooh.
2008 to 2018
That's
is
13
10.
years.
And then you add the 3. Yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's
Literally almost half my life.
True. Yeah, actually, unironically, in a few years, if you like do some voodoo magic where we time travel, then yeah, it would be like half point.
No, like it is almost half for me because I'm 27 and I've known you for 13 years.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm only like 6 months off of knowing you half my life.
True. True.
You're older, so it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah. Well, not
That's okay.
Not
I'm
really.
a strong influence.
Not really. Wait a minute. It is almost technically if we fast forward a couple of years, that would be half mine. I'm not exactly like I'm only a couple of years older. So it would be almost half because it would be almost 15. So almost.
Crazy.
I mean, like, give or take like 2 years, 3 years. If we, round up the math, it would be almost about that time. It would almost be about that time.
Crazy.
Today, I am going to, as soon as, I'm gonna later on start doing some work on the garden. Unfortunately, I do have sad news. The lavender that we thought was going to make it in our garden did not. We have yet to figure out what it is. I don't know if it's the soil. I don't know if it's like the amount of water. Because we tried growing it in the pot just like with its regular soil. It was doing all right, and then it just randomly died. Then we tried to like research what would be like a good environment for lavender, and it said, oh, it's kind of like rosemary and all these others. It looks the same, and even like the actual lavender leaves smell the same as rosemary. It likes sandy soil. Hey, guess what South Florida is full of? Sandy soil. So we're like, okay, let's try that. And like, it still didn't work. They're almost like practically dead. So we're gonna have to like
Mine
pull
are
them
in
out.
Miracle Grow, and they're doing great.
Really? And like, is it like loamy soil or like thick soil, like rich soil? Is what I mean.
Miracle Grow, Carlos.
Yeah, but I think Miracle Grow does different kinds of soil, does it not?
Miracle Grow potting soil.
Potting soil. Okay, I'll try
That's what
that.
I use that for anything I grow in pots, and then I use the garden soil for anything I grow in the ground.
Yeah, because nothing I did worked. Probably needs drier air and soil, maybe. Either that or I don't know what we're doing wrong, but
I don't know. My lavender's been like soaking wet since it's been storming so much here, and it's doing great. That's actually kind of when it started growing better, was after it started raining and cooled off a little bit.
I don't know. Is it possible that it may be just too hot? Oh, wait. Hold on, it's gone.
Discord, stop it.
I know. I had one do really well here even through the winter and it came back the next year. Yeah, so I wonder if it's the temperature. Albuquerque has massive lavender farms? Yeah, I don't know what it is. Mystic raised 6 million for Kickstarter for season 13. Interesting. And Pop-Tarts were introduced in 1964. I did not know that. The more you know.
That's wild. They're still horrible for you.
No doubt. No doubt they're not good for you. Los Poblanos, right outside Oh, cool. Right outside Albuquerque. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do with those lavender, because no matter what I
grow
do,
them inside?
we can try that. That would be something that we haven't tried yet, so we can try doing that. We can try doing that. And tomorrow's Mother's Day. It's Russian and it's dancing, so Russian dancing, okay. Check that out. Hold on. They do irrigate, not sure how much water they add, but it does freeze overnight out there. Ooh. Let me see if we can pull up that. Come here.
Oh, my light just fell off the window.
Nice. I don't know like how much copyright that is, but it's very interesting. The classic like tracksuit, Adidas tracksuit. I'm pretty sure it's not DMCA. Okay.
Братан, наваляй йому, я в обход! Берем його тепленького! Прикрий мене! Братан, не дай йому висунутися!
I love how they all have the same like tracksuit too.
What are you looking at? Not even looking. Oh.
Apologies, no, it's all good. Like the most obscure stuff that you find. Like this channel has 56 subscribers. How did you find this? How did you find this Heat?
That's pretty interesting.
I think the funniest thing is that like they are like literally basically wearing the exact same tracksuit. That's basically what they're doing. A TYT viewer on Discord. Oh, okay. That's funny. I mean, I was able to get a couple of headlines that we can go over, just a couple. So we'll definitely just kind of get through this, I think. Someone posted this one. Run DMC with the song My Adidas. No. DMCA, not Run DMC.
What? DMCA, not Run DMC?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
Did that really get confused?
No, I'm just clarifying because I think that maybe oh, it just jumped. Okay, so that song just jumped into your head. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So we had a couple of headlines. There is someone who posted this on the Discord, which I found interesting. Cyber attack forces a shutdown of a top US pipeline operator. The operator of the system, Colonial Pipeline, said it had shut down its 5,500 miles of pipeline, which takes refined gasoline and jet fuel along the East Coast. You know, our one of our moderators on Discord and here, Mono, said that the in terms of like the tea leaves in the making, he said that it's possible that we might see more ecological kind of like instances like this being more and more common, especially as we get closer to the next IPCC report release. And I mean, this could be something related. I'm sure that they're going to investigate it, but it's quite possible. So I'm kind of interested in reading about this here. A cyber attack forced the shutdown of one of the largest pipelines in the US in what appeared to be a significant attempt to disrupt vulnerable energy infrastructure. The pipeline carries refined gasoline and jet fuel up the East Coast from Texas to New York.
The operator of the system, Colonial Pipeline, said in a statement late Friday that it had shut down its 5,500 miles of pipeline, which it says carries 45% of the East Coast fuel supplies, in an effort to contain the breach on its computer networks. Earlier Friday, there were disruptions along the pipeline, but it was unclear whether that was a direct result of the attack. Colonial's pipeline transports 2.5 million barrels each day, taking refined gasoline, diesel fuel, and jet fuel from the Gulf Coast up to New York Harbor and New York's major airports. Most of that goes into major storage tanks, and with energy use depressed by the pandemic, the attack was unlikely to cause any immediate disruptions. In the statement, the company said that it learned on Friday that it was the victim of a cybersecurity attack, but it provided no details. Such an attack could involve malware that shut down its operations or ransomware demanding payment to unlock computer files or systems.
Yeah, this wouldn't be surprising. Wow. In response, we proactively took certain systems offline to contain the threat, which has temporarily halted all pipeline operations and affected some of our IT operations, the company said, referring to information technology systems. It said it had contacted law enforcement and other federal agencies. The FBI leads such investigations, but critical infrastructure is the responsibility of the Department of Homeland Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency.
So far, the effect on fuel prices has been small, with gasoline and diesel futures rising about 1% on the New York Mercantile Exchange on Friday. Prices for regular gasoline at the pump in New York State rose on Saturday by a penny from $2.99 to $3. Over the past week, gasoline prices have risen nationwide by 6 cents as global oil prices have risen rapidly. It's a serious issue, said Tom Kloza, the global head of energy analysis at Oil Price Information Service. It could snarl things up because it is the country's jugular aorta from moving fuel from the Gulf Coast up to New York.
Yeah, so I suspect that this is probably going to increase gas prices. And again, I feel like this is conjecture. I want to be very, very clear. This is conjecture. But I think that that's the point, right? I think that you're going to see more of these instances from like environmental groups and stuff like that. And the point being is exactly this. I feel like a effect of obviously, disrupting the distribution of gasoline is to make it more expensive, right? And I feel like this is all part of kind of like the backlash for not addressing the issue of climate change. I think that as the situation gets more and more desperate, this is going to start being like a kind of like a normal thing. I suspect, again, this is complete conjecture, but it does have to do with, I'm almost convince some type of relation to like maybe an environmental group attempting to kind of disrupt fossil fuels, which, I mean, it only tells me that the situation must be dire for people to resort to this type of, you know, thing. If it's true, assuming that my assumption is true, I believe that that is the case, and we should really move towards solving this, and, you know, getting ourselves off fossil fuels as you know, as best we can, as quickly as possible, introducing new technologies before it's too late, you know?
Yeah.
The breach comes after months of major attacks on American computer networks, a solar wind intrusion by Russia's main intelligence service, and another against a Microsoft email service that has been attributed to Chinese hackers that have illustrated the vulnerability of networks on which the government and corporations rely.
While both of those attacks appeared aimed at least initially on the theft of emails and other data, the nature of the intrusions created backdoors that experts say could ultimately enable attacks on physical infrastructure. So far, neither effort is thought to have led to anything other than data theft. The Biden administration announced sanctions against Russia last month for SolarWinds and is expected to issue an executive order in the coming days that would take steps to secure critical infrastructure, including requiring enhanced security for vendors providing services to the federal government. Good morning, Reynardus. Oh, I just accidentally closed our Twitch channel.
It's okay. Hey, morning, afternoon. The United States has long warned that Russia has implanted malicious code in the electric utility networks, and the United States responded several years ago by putting similar code into the Russian grid. Wait, wouldn't the more like logical response be to just invest like in defensive like cybersecurity instead of like doing the same thing? Like, kind of like an eye for an eye thing? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, oh yeah, our response to a foreign entity messing with our infrastructures to do the exact same thing, instead of just like bolstering like our ability to like protect ourselves from that. I just don't know why that doesn't make sense. I just got an ad for Nair while I'm waiting on the Nair for my legs. Yikes, that's creepy.
Are you being watched? Are you in front of a camera?
We're all being watched. That's the thing. Have they blamed everyone for the cyber attack on the East Coast? No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Where were we? But actual attacks on energy systems are rare. About a decade ago, Iran was blamed for an attack on the computer systems of Saudi Aramco, one of the largest producers, which destroyed 30,000 computers. That attack, which appeared to be in response to the American-Israeli attack on Iran's nuclear centrifuges, did not affect operations.
Another attack on a Saudi petrochemical plant in 2017 nearly set off a major industrial disaster, but it was shut down quickly, and investigators later attributed it to Russian hackers. This year, someone briefly took over control of a water treatment plant in a small Florida city in what appeared to be an effort to poison the supply, but the attempt was quickly halted.
Yeah, so we actually covered this story in one of our Saturday Caturday. Yeah, it was basically like somebody who worked there did a little bit of social engineering, and like, I mean, their defense was non-existent, right? I feel like a lot of these incidents happen because like operational security is just non-existent. I mean, in the small Florida city case, that it was just clearly no operational security. They were using TeamViewer. They were using TeamViewer as a supervisor tool to monitor what was going on. I mean, it was bound to happen. Madame Defarge, how's it going? We're always being watched. We surround ourselves with microphones. Oh yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, the Amazon Echo. True, the Amazon machine does hear what you're saying.
That's right.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
I've got a couple of those.
It's just weird. I mean, I think you have the option of telling it no. But it's just weird. Like, everything that you click on, everything that you every website that you go on, your microphone picks up these words, all get translated into like data, gets stored, and you get fed very, 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 very highly targeted ads. And I think that like the biggest offender is Facebook, because I mean, it never fails. We're talking about anything like our pet cat, and I've been getting nonstop ads about like cat toys, pet supplies, pet food, pet shampoo. It never fails. It never fails. Like, I'm this close to shutting down my Facebook because of it. Even YouTube isn't this efficient, right? Facebook, I think, is like, ooh. Thank you for the shout out. Of course, of course. There's some wonderful creators in this chat right now. There's some awesome, like, let me take a second to shout all of you guys out. There's some wonderful creators in chat. If you guys don't already, check out Madame Defarge, Alio Share, Heat 420, and What's Bothering Me Today also does videos on YouTube, so I highly recommend you guys check them out if you don't already. Yeah, Facebook is just absolutely creepy. Like, I don't think Amazon gets me that much because I don't I guess maybe I haven't fed the almighty algorithm enough, but Facebook never fails. Facebook, like, it's just so weird. Like, I really want to cancel my Facebook. It's so chill in the stream. It's relaxing, refreshing. Look, yeah, that's the point, Alio. Like, that, I'm so glad that this is the vibes that we're giving off, and I appreciate that, Alio. Thank you, thank you.
I might be getting a smart thermostat.
A smart thermostat, nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's really any difference, like, between getting the one that they have that's $130 versus the $250 one.
Well, there must be. I mean, Amazon.
I think the only thing is that the more expensive one, like, learns your AC habits and can tell when you're there or not. Somehow. So I'm not sure I want that anyways, but if I do, then Google has a refurbished one that's only $159 instead of $249, which I would order that instead of getting it from Best Buy. But
that's so weird. Amazon,
I'm not sure
yeah.
I'm not sure I want the thing that knows, like, where I am, and or do I care? Because I'm already being tracked anyways. So what the hell?
Yeah, well, yeah, but still, like, hold on, your camera died. Yeah, Amazon, except our Lord and Savior Jeff Bezos. We shall not.
What?
Our Lord and Savior Jeff Bezos. We shall not conspire against you. But also. Here we are. Yeah, Facebook is creepy between the ads, but also, I feel like we live in Fahrenheit 511, 451. Yeah, the only thing keeping me on Facebook is my groups. Yeah, I mean, Facebook is good for like, Facebook is good for like, staying in communication with people that you can't communicate elsewhere. You know. Facebook is good for like things like that, and that's like the only reason I still have it, because I still need like Facebook to communicate with like certain people, but I do my best to try not to try not to click on stuff, try not to like stuff, try not to do things like that. So I throw off or I attempt to throw off the AI. But the moment I start searching for stuff on the internet, it always gets me. I still keep it just to see what old friends are up to. Yeah, that's exactly it, Madame Defarge. You kind of you kind of use it just to like keep in touch with people that you wouldn't be able to otherwise, right? Except for WhatsApp that is owned by, yep, that's right, Facebook. Oh my goodness. Billions of people are on Facebook. Yep, that's true. About 2 point something billion, I think, at this point. 2 point something billion, if I'm correct. Man, this is so weird. Yeah, so TLDR, there was a attack on this pipeline, and I'm sure we'll find out more information as to the motives of this, but here's an interesting article that can potentially, I mean, like there are several several possibilities as to why we're having, and I mean this in quotation marks, a labor shortage, right? Some of it is the fact that, like, well, some of these companies aren't paying enough, right? Like, people realize, like, wait a minute, you know, we've put our lives on the line and stuff like that because of the pandemic, and we are still getting paid like poverty wages. Yeah, so you know, surprise Pikachu face, people are like not wanting to work for low wages. So much so that McDonald's and some of these other companies have attempted to stave that off by, well, raising their wages. I believe that McDonald's recently was forced to raise its wages because people are just done working for poor wages, poverty wages.
Oh, you mean you mean people actually want money to work?
Yeah, I know, it's fascinating how like people should just be paid like normal living wages. I know, it's a fascinating concept.
That's really interesting.
And this pandemic has kind of like blown the lid off that, you know. But here we have an article. Hold on, folks. Here we have an article with the
right over there.
Yeah. With the possibility of another explanation. They claim it's not a labor shortage, it's a great reassessment of work in America. Hiring was much weaker than expected in April, which, by the way, like, you know, there have been like a lot of economists who originally were thinking that maybe what's called, I guess, hyperinflation isn't coming, but we are now facing a possibility where it is. And interestingly enough, if you guys follow or listen to Professor Richard Wolff, he actually has been commentating on this, and he believes that that hyperinflation and a, you know, potential economic like fall is coming. He's been talking about this, I believe, at this point for a couple of months, from what I hear, from what I've seen. And now it's starting to come to the possibility that it just might be true. But here we have a possible another explanation. From Wall Street to the White House, expectations were high. Expectations were high for a hiring surge in April, with potentially 1 million Americans returning to work. Instead, the world learned that Friday that just 266,000 jobs were added, a massive disappointment that raises questions about whether the recovery is on track.
Oh. No, you can work it out.
Go for it.
President Biden's team has vowed that its massive stimulus package will recover all the remaining jobs lost during the pandemic in about a year, but that promise won't be kept unless there's a big pickup in hiring soon. There are still 8.2 million jobs left to recover. At the same time, business leaders and Republicans are complaining that there is a worker shortage, and they largely blame the more generous unemployment payments and stimulus checks for making people less likely to take low-paying fast food and retail jobs again. Democratic economists counter that companies should raise pay if they really wanted workers back so quickly.
Right, like that's the whole thing. Like if you, I mean, if you are making, if you as someone who like lost their job are making more on unemployment, and again, just to be clear, unemployment isn't, first of all, isn't forever. And it's not like when you're on unemployment, you're like living like a king, or you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's barely enough. In fact, so much so that they had to temporarily boost it, right? So if you are getting more from unemployment than you are from your job, that's a you problem. You need to pay these people more, right? You need to pay these people more. Oh my goodness. Bleep Blop Ben coming in hot with the 91 viewer raid. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing?
Wow.
Welcome, welcome. Risha Wolf on my stream. I hope he's wrong about the inflation. Biden has... Oh yeah, 100%. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, like, that's what I was saying. Like, funny enough, like, Professor Wolf has been talking about this for months now, and, it seems like he might actually be correct. And here's a point here where, I mean, if Republicans, or some Republicans and some business leaders are complaining that there's a worker shortage because of the generous unemployment, that sounds like they're not paying
Generous unemployment.
Yeah, I mean, like, by generous meaning like, oh, you know, they can kind of sort of like survive. Hey, thank you so much, Calm Like a Tom, for the tier 1 subscription.
Wow.
Thank you. Halandri, thank you for the follow. Tone Police, thank you for the follow. Ricairo, thank you for the follow. Upright Lion, thank you for the follow. Ooh, man. You know, it's always a pleasure when Ben comes through. Muriel Hale, thank you for the follow. Hey, Sebstab is here. You know, every time Ben's community comes here, it's always such a nice it's always such a pleasure when Ben's community comes here. You guys are so kind and so generous. Thank you guys. Thank you. And thank you, Ben, for deciding to you know, to rate us. It's always nice, and your community is always so generous. Thank you for the follow. Gomax. Sir, have some opinions about Brazil. They're not doing so right. They're not doing so good. Not good. Frosty Haley, how's it going? Yeah, so yeah, well, we just met, but it's a pleasure. Thank you. There is a worker shortage. They largely blame the generous unemployment, which obviously, if you are receiving more from unemployment, which by the way, you have to continuously apply for every month, and you have to show that you're actively looking for work in order for you to receive these benefits, and these benefits, generally speaking, are just enough to you know, to keep your head above water. If that, I I mean, if you're not paying people even that to the point where they like are earning more and earning more than unemployment, that sounds like a you problem. Which of course counter that if you raise the pay, workers would come back, of course. And you see this with McDonald's raising their wages recently in an attempt to kind of stave that off, because it turns out you kind of need your workers, so pay them right. Thank you for the follow, Dr. J. Doing good. How about yourselves? We're hanging out here. And unemployment is taxed too. Jesus. Hailing from Minneapolis. Welcome. One way to make sense of this weak job report is to do what Wall Street did, shrug it off as an anomaly. Wait, no, there's a reason why these things happen. Stocks still rose. Oh, the stocks still rose as investors saw this as a blip. They think that this is an admission that like the stock market is literally just like feelies, right? It's literally just feelies. They think that it's just a lag in hiring and people return to work as they get vaccinated. They point out the oddball months have occurred before, with some weird quirks in the labor department, seasonal adjustments. Okay.
News of pockets of labor shortages emerging. The markets should treat today's number as an anomaly. God dang it, Discord.
Oh shoot.
Here we go. In a generally positive upward trend, wrote Seema Shah, chief strategist at Principal Global Investors, to clients. But another way to look at this is there is a great reassessment going on in the US economy. It's happening on a lot of different levels. At the most basic level, people are still hesitant to return to work until they are fully vaccinated and their children are back in school and daycare full time. For example, all the job gains in April went to men. The number of women employed or looking for work fell by 64,000, a reminder that childcare issues are still in play.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Have you heard Denny's investors want to deny lobbying to raise? Oh yeah, there was I guess a coordinated effort by some of these more fast food restaurants and things like that to kind of stifle the $15 an hour thing, and then they already admitted that they could easily not only afford it, but it's actually pretty good for their business. As some dumb just said, investors saw high profits in areas where wages were raised. Yeah, that's right. Upright. There's no labor shortages. Employers not willing to pay the appropriate price for the labels available. Yeah, like, I mean, to a degree, that's also true. Anarcho-syndicalist, and it's like, yeah, yeah, that's just pay your people more. Just pay your people proper wages. If you ever get to spend enough time with investors, you will overcome by dread as you realize how to. Yeah, a lot of these things like have to do with feelies. Yeah, a lot of these things have to do with feelies. A lot of this has to do with feelies. There's also growing evidence, both anecdotal. That's not evidence, but okay. In surveys that a lot of people want to do something different with their lives than they did before the pandemic. The coronavirus outbreak has had a dramatic psychological effect on workers, and people are reassessing what they want to do and how they want to work, whether in an office or at home or some hybrid combination. I will say this. This is the interesting part of the article, right? This is the interesting part. Like, the pandemic has shaped and has changed our, I guess, society as a whole. There's no doubt about it. I mean, people, as this suggests, they want to do something different. Okay, maybe like the job that they had isn't enough, and They just want to do something different. And this pandemic has opened when people have a time to think and assess what they really want in life. Turns out, you know, some of them changed their mind, you know? There's literally schools.
You mean you don't have to plan out your whole life and stick to that exact plan no matter what?
True. And they're literally built around trying to make investors' feelies sound like scientific conclusions. Yikes. That's true though. Still, my fam is taking care of his mom, even though he's loaded and he doesn't send shit. Jeez. That's right. Yes, upright lion. That's right. A Pew Research Center survey this year found that 66% of unemployed had seriously considered changing their field of work, a far greater percentage than during the Great Recession. People used to work in restaurants or travel or finding higher paying jobs in warehouses or real estate, for example. Or they want a job that's more... Oh no, Washington Post. Or they want to a job. Or they want to do a job that is more stable and is less likely to be exposed to coronavirus. Yeah, it turns out like people don't want to be exposed to a pandemic or any deadly virus down the road. Consider the grocery store shed 49,000 workers in April, and nursing care facilities lost nearly 20,000. Jeez. Correct. Calm like a Tom. Correct.
No, I was writing an email.
Okay.
Economists describe this phenomenon as reallocation friction, the idea that the types of jobs in the economy are changing and workers are taking a while to figure out what new jobs they want or what skills they need for different roles. Clearly, there are industries in both manufacturing and services that are eager to beef up staff as the pace of economic activity accelerates, but those efforts are being frustrated. In some cases, the problem is a mismatch in skills. You can't train a one-time courier on a bike to become an IT specialist overnight, said Bernard Bamal, chief of global economist at the Economic Outlook Group. Her.
I knew that. I totally knew that. This is all on purpose. Of course, it was all on purpose. I was testing you guys. And you guys.
I can hear you, so I didn't notice.
Yeah. Thank you, chat. Yeah, you passed. UBI and free jobs training, it's a no-brainer investment. I mean, there's like an argument depending on how you do UBI. I'm not exactly I'm like not exactly sold on the entirety of UBI, but I guess if you can sell it, if you can like propose UBI in a certain way, I might be open to it. And maybe under these like circumstances, a UBI is definitely warranted. It just depends on how you want to deploy said UBI. Yeah. What he said were lax safety conditions at work and having to deal with irate customers who didn't want to wear masks. He quit in the fall as the virus surged again. Now he's going to school to become a wind turbine technician through a program backed by the government. Yeah, a wind turbine technician, building the future of this country. Building the future of this country. I mean, I think that it's definitely a turn of career. I mean, and there will be, if this administration if this administration does want to attempt to solve the climate crisis and want to propel this country into the future, these are the type of jobs they can create, right? Wind turbine technicians, solar panel, people who create and install solar panels and maintain solar panels, people who install, maintain geothermal plants where they can, wind turbines, hydroelectric plants, all of these should be something that we can focus, and it would be good for the economy. They say it could cost $20 billion to house the homeless in the U.S. We just increased military spending by that much. I think that
Again.
Again. that's a very distinct addition. Again, I think that we should move to end homelessness, and I think that based on all other pilot programs that we've seen that were successful, it is just cheaper to either build housing or or the government can create some type of buyback where they buy abandoned buildings or abandoned housing, things like this to house the homeless. It would be infinitely more cheaper to just do that. It would be infinitely more cheaper and more economically sound to just handle the problem, right? Just house and not just house the homeless, but give opportunities. People, as a general rule, or I guess general thing, need, as for those of you that haven't tuned into the channel or don't know, I generally talk about what I call the 4 pillars, which I believe are the basis of how we can be a better society, right? I think that people need housing, education, healthcare, and food. These are the things that I think are the basis of the basis of the basic, right? I mean, I don't think that, first of all, this is a very necessarily radical kind of proposal, but it's more importantly, it's doable. I mean, all of these things right now are doable, even under this system. They can even be done right now, okay? You want to deal with homelessness? We have the ability to do it if we wanted to. We can absolutely move to a universal healthcare system. We can absolutely provide education to people. And we can absolutely... I don't believe you. And we can absolutely move to make sure that people don't go hungry in this country. I mean, I don't get it. It always baffles me.
You're asking too much, Carlos.
Yeah, I'm asking too much. Sorry, guys. I need to tone it down. Start a hype train. Yeah, sorry. I need to tone it down, guys. I'm just being over the... I'm just being over the top, guys. I'm sorry.
This is sarcasm, by the way, in case any of you are confused.
Yeah, no, yeah. It seems people have petitions for Congress for the next 5 years. Yeah, so the point being is if you want a better society and if you're interested in making this a better place, I think that these are the things that we need to start, right? I think that this is where we need to start. Why wait for the government when if we unite, we can just take it for ourselves? Well, the issue is, thank you so much for the biddies. Alio, 10 and 19 biddies. Thank you so much. The issue is that you invite violence to be done against you. And I'm not sure if that is the most optimal way of obtaining those results. Now, if you want to say by taking it, you mean Very Polite Vampire with another 100 biddies. Oh my goodness. Um, if you mean by like, oh, we should just take it, meaning like we should organize and we should unionize and we should have like on the ground movements to like petition government and like vote and do all of these things simultaneously, not only organizing on the ground but also participating and getting, you know, elected officials and organizing labor in terms of like increasing unionship and things like that. I mean, if that's what you mean, then yes. Then yes. Alio with another 10 biddies. Thank you so much. Hype train, is it? I don't know. Do we have a hype train going? No, I don't think so. But that's okay. I mean, guys, you guys support as you can, okay? You guys throw your support as you can. Oh, dab, hold on. Gotta do that dab. Violence has already been done against us by capitalism. I don't want to become the things that we fight against, right? Like, if that's your argument, then I don't want to become that, right? Oh my goodness. 5 tier 1 subscriptions. Thank you so much.
Whoa.
Calm like a Tom. Thank you. To giving out a gifted 5 gifted tier 1 subs to Hambless, to Kyle Marks and Maria Cicero Fields, Jenny Wren. Thank you so much. Look at that.
It's amazing.
We tried a hype train. Thank you. Eat. I feel like those are main strategies, right? Yeah, I mean, like, if you're talking about, like, increasing union membership, yeah, I mean, our union membership, Alia with another 10 biddies, like, I think that if you want to talk about, like, increasing union membership, then yeah, I'm on board. Our union membership in this country is abysmal. It's like 10% at most of the workforce, I think, that is unionized. It's abysmal, and unions don't really have that much power. I mean, sometimes they do in some certain situations, but like, if you want to like talk about like organizing and getting more like in terms of like more organizing and more unionship, yeah, absolutely. Just make sure that you look up your state laws and state you know, working laws and stuff like that, and try to get your place organized. Yeah, that's a great that is a great idea. Well, it's true. Yes, that's true. Please be aware of TOS. Yeah, nothing TOS. Ooh. Yeah, nothing TOS, folks. Please. I'll be careful with. Yeah, please. Like, anything that has to do with TOS, like, let's just not do that here. Surfer Girl Philly, how's it going? Yeah, so if you want to talk about like doing things like that, yeah, of course. I feel like we can make more grounds. I feel like we can make more grounds if we like continue to reach out and continue to like make people understand that that we work better together, and I think that we can make this a better place. I think that we work better together, and I think that no matter what, if we unite and ask for these things, we can make it happen. But that's up to us. That's up to us, right? That's up to us organizing and creating more unions. That's up to us making petitions to Congress, tirelessly to use their terms, and lobbying Congress on our behalf. It's up to us to bolster candidates who may be more favorable to the working class. I think that it's important. It's important. Somebody's also brought up a good point. Worker co-ops. I think that here's an idea. Why not build the alternative system ourselves, and why not prove it works? We can. Why not build more co-ops? Why not produce pilot programs for states to give out loans and prioritize worker co-ops that want to get started? I mean, isn't like, and when you talk to people about this, wouldn't it be awesome? And I know you, Bree, as someone who works so hard. Wait, your camera just died. And I know you, Bree, as someone who works so hard, tirelessly. Wouldn't it be awesome if you kind of like, if the fruits of your labor were yours, you know?
Oh,
like,
gee, you think?
Yeah, like that would be the entire premise of like advocating, there you go, advocating for like worker co-ops, where like, for example, you and like 3 other people own the fruits of their labor. You guys work and have the fruits of your labor. And I think that maybe it is another strategic option to just build that alternative right here. It is possible. No one is necessarily stopping anybody from forming worker co-ops. However, it is difficult to get the capital to initiate these worker co-ops because they're not favored. They will be rejected more often than not in favor of the standard business model. So, in lieu of that, I would say, hey, why not we lobby and get pilot programs to get loans out to start worker co-ops, right? These are ideas that are quite feasible. I think this is not something that's too out of the realm of possibility. I think it's quite doable, and I think it's possible. And what I want to do is what's possible, right? What I want to do is what's possible, and what I can do in the time that we have with the methods and tools and within the purview of what we can do. I mean, that's literally all we can do. All we can do is try to improve our surroundings with however methods, tools, and time at our disposal, right?
Right.
I think that I think that's just what we should be doing, constantly trying to improve, right? However we can. If we tomorrow, if tomorrow we get petitions or we get a plan for a universal healthcare system passed, wouldn't that be like a step in the right direction? Wouldn't that be like a huge win? I think so. So with whatever steps we can make, I think we should do what we can in the time that we have with whatever, tools that we have, whether it be a piece of it, whether it be electoral, a piece of it, whether it be organizing and getting into unions, whether a piece of it be making petitions. There are certain states that allow ballot initiatives. I mean, that's another way of getting stuff done. That's how minimum wage has been increasing. There are palpable ways of doing it. Yeah, I don't agree with for-profit healthcare. I don't agree.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I think that for-profit healthcare is not acceptable. There's already proven systems that are much humane than having a for-profit healthcare system that puts it's just not acceptable. But you know what I mean. Like these are things that we can do now, right? There's absolutely a there's absolutely a possibility of having universal healthcare.
Like a communist.
I think healthcare is an infrastructure, and private sector has always sucked at infrastructure. Yeah, Medicare for all is great reform, but the system can't be reformed. Yeah, but I think that for us to even begin to have conversations like this, I think that there are still levers that we can press to make this a better place. you know? And I think that, like, if we enact something like Medicare for all, I think, wouldn't that be proof that you can make this better? Because, like, I mean, obviously it's obviously a step in the better direction. We should push anti-corruption laws. Yeah, I agree. Of that sweet socialism. I mean, like, even like healthcare isn't really like isn't even the socialism. Like, having universal healthcare isn't like even the socialism. It's better than what we have now. Okay? It's better than what we have now, because there's other countries that aren't even socialistic and have universal healthcare systems. I mean, obviously, it is socialistic in nature, but just having free healthcare, or, well, not free, but like having healthcare provided to you by government isn't even the socialism. So it's like, because I feel like that scares people when you try to talk about healthcare. They feel like,
sound like a communist,
right? Like they freak out, and they think, like, you know, the next step will be like, I don't know, insert like memes here. So like, you get why, like, I say the things that I do in the ways that I do, is to like understand, is to make people understand, and to not be afraid of like just the marginal, like just the basics. Like, imagine begging to just have the basics of like food, housing, education, and healthcare. Like, how, like, I mean, I'm just trying to get like something, please. You know, Jesus.
for you.
I think we should push anti-corruption laws. Yeah, anti-corruption laws, great. Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect can't be the enemy of better. Yeah, true. Listen, if we can take one step forward, I'll take that one step forward instead of no steps forward. Like, I think that maybe that's just like the pragmatism in me. But I will take one step forward. I will gladly take a lowercase w, then be like, oh, well, you know, we can't do everything that I wanted, so I'm not even going to take the same thing and nothing changes, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you for the follow. Not a cat 69. Yeah, feudalism was not destroyed in a day. Like, systems eventually change and get modified or completely upended. So this happens, but it doesn't happen at the you know, just the snap of a fingers, right? But regardless,
I'm pretty sure that's how it happens.
but regardless, my point being is, we are here now, and
Fixed.
yeah, my goodness, I'm telling you, one day, Discord, we are here now.
Why you like this?
I don't know. We are here now. This is the situation that we're in, and we need to do what we can to make it better in any way, shape, or form. And don't expect don't expect President Joe Biden to be the one that does it in the span of like, boom, 2 years, you know? Or don't expect it to be the next president or anything like that. It's like, everything that happens, everything that we fight for, inch by inch, you know, all of those precious things like the weekend that were fought for by unions and stuff like that, every inch, despite it being an inch, was ground that we gained. And I think that should be that should not be forgotten, you know? It's like everything that we can do within the time that we have, with the tools that we have at our disposal, is what we should be able to do. I think that's not, I think not too spicy. Yeah, Biden's not gonna do anything. Probably not. I mean, he might do. I mean, you know, again, nowhere near enough, but he might do a couple of things here and there. He might improve. He might improve things about around the margins and stuff like that. People have a knee-jerk fear response to ideas if broken down to the basics of what it would mean for people or things they can actually be supportive. Yeah, I think yeah, like that's why I don't even like talk about any of like these like charged words or anything like that. I feel like the rhetoric that needs to be circulating is one of, hey, I want to make this a better place, you want to make this a better place, this benefits you, you having healthcare benefits you, you having healthcare benefits your family, you having healthcare is cheaper, you having the ability to not starve. Doesn't that sound great?
To me.
Correct. Shouldn't you be the one who owns the fruits of your labor? I mean, and if you are in a situation where you're like in a huge multinational corporation where, you know, maybe not right now, but you know, at some point like some type of antitrust has to be done. But for example, if you're like in an Amazon type deal, don't you deserve like some type of vote in your area of work? Don't you believe that you should have a say in what you do in terms of like your conditions? I mean, these aren't like, when you ask people things like this, they start to think about it. Like, yeah, hey, maybe in my warehouse I should have a say in what happens in terms of like safety. Maybe in my warehouse I should have a say in what happens, like in terms of like what we can do and pick rates, and how much orders we process and what are the conditions that we're in. We should have a say in that.
I don't know. I think you're asking too much.
I think I'm asking too much.
That sounds a lot like treating people like humans.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like teaching, like treating people like humans, and we can't have that. To make meaningful change, as long as the duopoly stands, capital is the only interest representative. Well, like the thing is, like, if you kind of want to like have a if you want to have like a stabilizer, an equalizer, then we need to push unions, right? We need to push unions. That would be a great equalizer to start. Like I don't think you'll be able to like just Thanos snap, like make everything like publicly owned, but you can have a situation where you can build simultaneously and show, hey, look at these worker co-ops, right? Look how successful they are, or gather data and prove that this is the better system. I mean, like that's what I advocate for. Prove it, right? Give the worker co-ops a chance. Give the worker co-ops the ability to show the success. And I think that not only that, it will be like it will have a more positive impact in terms of like the workers. I mean, again, I go back to that like question, like I would like to own the fruits of my labor. I would like to in a way work for me, right? Isn't that the dream? Like,
that's kind of the dream,
right? To work,
you to get your ass up here.
to work for me. I do X job, whatever it is that I want to do, and I think that I should be the one to do it. They only exist because they got the social support we were all denied, and they belong to us. I think that a redistribution in terms of like making these multinational corporations pay their fair share is necessary. I don't think that will ever, well, not, I wouldn't say ever happen, but I don't think that that's like something that's just gonna happen. The Gamo. I think unions should now push the money collected to change to co-ops. Well, we can build co-ops. That's what I mean, is like build the system simultaneously. Like, I don't see why we couldn't. Like, I don't see why we couldn't. Like, for example, let's say me, just remember, did agree with Trump. Yeah, I know. The big lie. For example, if me and Bree and my girlfriend and our drummer got together and said, okay, we're going to create a worker co-op. All of us are co-owners of a difficult enterprise, right? We're all co-owners of a difficult enterprise, and everybody here, all four of us, work for ourselves. I do what I'm good at. Bree does what she's good at. Christine does what she's good at, and our drummer does what he's good at, right? I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? I think a lot of people would really be okay with that, and I think that we should be allowed to have that opportunity. And in order for us to even have that opportunity, I think we should push for pilot programs to incentivize worker co-ops, so that if me, like I said, me, Bree, my girlfriend, and our drummer wanted to start one, it wouldn't be so hard to do so, right? We could just go to our credit union or the bank and have a loan to start it. I mean, I think we should. I think that's more feasible. I think having the incentives to start and say, hey, look, the government is giving out for the next 5 years, the government is giving out incentives for people to start worker co-ops. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool?
No. I'm just kidding. That would be awesome.
Right? Right? I mean, and it's not something that's like completely out of the realm of possibility. I think that something like this is quite feasible in terms of like pragmatism. I think that if you really are serious about starting work, about advocating for worker co-ops and want to make something happen, this is the way. This is the way. I think it might help unions. It might help promote unions if they push that plan. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that building it alongside of the traditional business model and showing the difference is with like hardcore, undisputable results will be the way. You know? Yeah, The Mandalorian. Alio got that reference. So I think
still need to watch the second season.
The Mandalorian's great as a Star Wars TV show. I think it's great. I think you would enjoy the second season.
I've seen the first season. I just need to watch the second season.
It gets better. It gets better.
Oh, and so many emails.
So can everybody, like, to use Ben's words, does everybody track what I'm saying? Like, I think that it's probably more feasible to just say build is just to build the the system simultaneously, just build it. And I think that pushing for incentives incentives to fund worker co-ops is a way to go and show that it works. Yeah, Baby Yoda. Grogu. A lot of the hyper-capitalist tech bros exist. They're actually startups organized essentially as worker class before they got the venture capital and started hiring people, and that kind of innovative startup is highly praised, even in a cap. But in fact, it starts as a co-op that is inherently... Yeah, right. So, like, it works, doesn't it? Like, proof of concept is there. The proof of concept is there to make a completely viable business. A completely viable business. The proof of concept is there. So I think that it is a way to go. But we must be clear what the end goal is. For me, the goal is economy planned for and by the people. I have to like push back on like the idea on like planned economies. I'm not entirely sold on it. I am sold on the idea that I am sold on the idea of democratizing the workplace, right? I just don't know if that if you know, having a planned economy, that doesn't need to get in the way. That doesn't need to be different than democratizing the workplace, right? Yeah, bringing democracy to the work, right? Yeah, I think that like these things can be separated, and because I don't know if I'm like I don't know if I'm sold on the idea of a planned economy. I'm not entirely sold on the idea of a planned economy. However, I think that we don't necessarily need to like disagree on the fact that democracy on the workplace is like necessary, or at least have an idea, or at least have a voice in what you do, right? Yes, but I think that I think that it's not necessarily the same. I think that it's not necessarily the same though. Me being very cautious in terms of like the state. I don't know. I'm more interested in laying the groundwork for like democratizing the workplace and getting like wins for the working class, you know? Bailing out the working class, not the yeah. Correct. I think that, I mean, it's showing right now the amount and the effort, the monumental effort that this government and the previous administration too has put towards bailing out like the elites and not the working class, is going to is and has been laying the groundwork for financial catastrophe that has been kept getting kicked down the road each and every time until one of these days it's going that bubble is going to pop. Okay, that bubble is going to pop, and as Professor Wolf has stated, you know, and I think he's going to be correct. I hope, I mean, obviously I hope not, but I think he's going to be correct in terms of like that hyperinflation, and this is all a result of, as Sundom put here, bailing out the elites without bailing out the working class, and neglecting the working class and the middle class and the small businesses that are family owned, is a disaster. Is a disaster. Is a disaster waiting to happen. Hyperinflation would be great, right? Ooh. The state has to be completely reimagined for capitalism to fall. Yeah, but I still have a I don't know. I still have like, and I've read a lot of like, a lot of like left like political theory, and I still can't necessarily agree with the concept of like the state being the workers' unions. I don't know if I'm comfortable with like allowing the state to do that, you know? Because just like everything, it is corruptible. And maybe that's just the small like tidbits of anarchism in me and that have also come into play. But I'm kind of like wary about that. Oh, hey, wait, Heat, hold on, time out. I'm about to watch Fellowship of the Ring with some friends. Nice. That brings me to a thought that I have been neglecting. So, Heat proposed that we do a
Bailey,
the community night. Community night, and we want to have a 2, maybe 3 times a month. I don't know how we can organize it, depending on what you want. Depending on what you want, Bree, or what we can manage, to have like a community night where we watch movies on the Discord. So if you guys have any type of ideas, and we're gonna try to do the first one.
Friday nights would be good.
Friday nights. We're gonna try to do the first one. Tomorrow. And if you guys have any ideas or any request, hop in the Discord. Hildebeest, how's it going? Hildebeest is another fantastic content creator. Fantastic person. Yeah, the extended version. And Hildebeest is also a, pun intended, beast of a mod. I need to learn how to do that movie Discord thing. Hey, me too. See ya. Thank you so much for stopping by, Heat.
Wouldn't we just do watch party?
Yeah, something like a... Oh, no, but that's through Amazon. We can just go and stream it right off the Discord. I mean, in a, in real
parties. I thought watch party was through Google Chrome.
No, a watch party, because, I mean, I'm looking at here. It says start watch party. We could do it here. I'm newly warming up.
That's what we do in my glass group when we watched the Blown Away show on Netflix. We do Google Chrome watch party.
Nice. Okay, so maybe Chrome has its own watch party option. Interesting.
You add the watch party extension to Chrome, and then people can join with the link or whatever.
Yeah. Co-ops means that unions are no longer necessary, to a degree. I'm newly warming up to these ideas. Thank you for entertaining me. Yeah, no, thank you. Listen, we always, Hildebeest, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you. Tier 1 sub, thank you. Agree, disagree. We try to like take in every idea and absorb it, right? There's a program for watching stuff together called Watch Together. Not sure how good it is though. Yeah, we're gonna try. Look. It's gonna be tomorrow. We're gonna try to wing it. All right. We've done it before. We can do it. What Twitch calls a watch party is available only to people who have Amazon Prime. Other platforms have it with the same name that is less limiting. Oh, so other platforms have the same name, just less limiting. Yeah, it's probably what Google watch parties is. Decentralized is better, in my opinion, if it can be achieved, but the squeeze of climate catastrophe may make it impossible. Although, to be honest, in a catastrophic situation, I'll probably trust a Vanguard party or a central committee even less. Yeah, like the thing is, Alatea Tenera, I'm always wary about about power, right? I'm always wary about power and how it is allowed and limited or unlimited. So basically I have tendencies of like a bit of like just a sprinkle of like anarchism around there somewhere, where I think that I don't know. Let me know about the watch party. Yeah, come through. Exclamation Discord. There's a program for watching stuff. Yes, watch together. I'm not sure how good it is. We can definitely try it out. We can definitely try it out.
We did it once with Discord.
Yeah, we did.
We watched 1984 or something, I think.
Yes, we watched no, we watched something.
We? Or did we watch Atlas?
No, what we watched was a
we watched Noam Chomsky's.
Noam Chomsky, right. That was I think in the 1980s. That I think was Requiem for the American Dream or Manufacturing Consent.
Yeah, it was Manufacturing Consent.
Yeah, Manufacturing Consent. That's what it was.
I'm Bailey, be that way. He's like,
hey, James Napper. How's it going?
Oh.
80s is definitely Manufacturing Consent. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's the one. We were discussing worker co-ops and discussing worker co-ops and the fact that like basically the incoming economic what the TLDR of this article, because is basically like this jobs trend that's happening is, I think, another indication of what's to come. And I don't think that it's going to be good. I think that we need to I think that people need to be aware of this, and in fact watch some of Richard Wolff's like predictions. I think that he's more or less like moving in that direction. I think he's correct. Yes, the 80s is definitely manufacturing. It's not stuff him talking a big series of TVs. Yeah. Seen it loads of times. Yeah, I think this one's definitely yeah, that's the one that we watched. So I think we can replicate that, right? I think we can absolutely replicate that and have like a movie night tomorrow. And I think that that'll be fine. The housing market crash has not hit yet. Yeah, it hasn't. You know why? Because not only the previous administration, but this administration is failing to address that. And when it hits, that's going to be a problem. When it hits, that's going to be a problem, to say the least. There's going to be, I believe, anywhere from 7 to 10 million people who are going to be on the hook for about a year's and something worth of rent that during the time of the pandemic, most of them weren't working most of the time. So explain to me how anybody is supposed to magically come up with a year of rent. I mean, explain to me how a magical year's worth of rent is going to appear. It's not. And what about those evictions that are already filed, but just because the government has put them on hold, it hasn't really happened yet? Those are going to be addressed too. And when that comes down, if nothing is done to meaningfully address this issue that continues to get kicked, the can continuously gets kicked down the road, and failing to address this is also going to be quite bad, to say the least. The real catalyst is the completely collapsed commercial real estate market. Yeah. I mean, I don't want this to be the case, but I have a feeling.
Be ready to move, Carlos.
Yeah, I have a feeling Professor Wolf is correct. And I feel like a lot of the property values and stuff like that that's happening here in Florida is all feelies, is all inflated. And when that pops, I don't know. It's going to be... Ooh.
Happened like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like where I don't know. Yeah, the housing bubble is gonna burst bigly. Yes, and when it does, it's gonna be. If you thought the 2000, if things move in the direction that they are without any real intervention or without any real meaningful attempts to address it, we will see something that is probably akin to what happened in 2008 or maybe worse. I can see structures working by organizing a number of unions that create a soft government. Yeah, that's true. That's right, James. And the college and student loans bubble. Oh yeah, hey, it turns out there's also another impending like problem when there are a lot of people who owe a lot of student like loans, and when those default, then what? When those default, if it becomes, a situation where if it becomes a situation where these loans start to default, these companies start to crumble one by one, I mean, all of this, there's so many ways that this could get really bad. That's right, anarcho-syndicalist. Yeah, if it becomes like that, because as I was saying, I was watching what's happening here in South Florida, and I feel like these prices are based on feelies. These prices are inflated, and I see the potential for disaster. I don't like it. I don't like where it's heading, to say the least. Oh, I just got a picture of Kitty Cat hanging out with my girlfriend.
Oh,
It's definitely her cat. There's no doubt about it.
Christine's cat.
There's no doubt about it. They'll keep wanting to build more to make up for... Yeah, but that's not how that housing works. Like, technically, that's not how that works. Even though, like, supply... The housing market isn't like that. Ooh boy. Watch together in case you want to look. Ooh, thank you, Memius. Gotcha. It'll be worse than 2008 if it's allowed to crash without any safety nets, but... the US sort of learned it can just invent $1 trillion out of thin air during the pandemic, so it will likely carry it over the same way. Yeah, but eventually... that's just asking for the next crisis. Yeah, exactly. The next crisis will be worse. Correct.
We got a happy Bailey here.
Aww.
Say hi, little man.
The government will pay money to the banks for taking our homes. Yeah, if they don't prepare for this, it's not gonna be good. I don't even know if that's even gonna be like the same. I don't know. I don't like it. Like the vibes that I'm getting from like the way things are moving or lack thereof. Government is being completely inadequate in terms of like addressing the real core issues of problems. Between like markets are just on a bad days away from complete like I don't know, I don't like it. This is all more to say I hope this administration understands the severity that is on their shoulders. I don't know. And the price is not so limited. Yeah, yeah. At this point, the internet is almost borderline like a utility. I think it should be, at this point, just a utility, just like electricity or water. At this point, well, I mean, there are certain things that are definitely warranted, anarcho-syndicalists. I think that there's certain things that are warranted. I believe, like, you know, as I always talk about my four pillars, I think that, you know, food, housing, education, and healthcare. I think that these these things, in addition to what we have, are warranted. I don't think we need to like necessarily collectivize everything. Yeah, but infrastructure is already done with the government. Infrastructure is already mostly done with the government, I should say. Mostly. Yeah, you won't get protests from me in terms of like maybe adding internet to the list of utilities. You get 1 gigabyte up and down. Nice, that's more than me. I don't think you'll get like you know, pushback from me in terms of like you know, adding like internet to like utilities, or like saying, okay, we need to move to make sure people have healthcare and stuff like that. Food, housing, education, and healthcare. I think that we should like focus on doing that. Canada's building houses like crazy and immense retail prices. Like semi-detached house is worth like 2 million Canadian dollars. What? And it's absolutely evident it's a huge bubble. Ooh.
Insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
The property the property around my parents' house is going for $1 million, but no way. No way. That was not the case. Even nowhere near that. Even like last year, the year before, there was no there was not even close. These are clear indications. These are clear indications that there's something not right here, and I think that it's an inflated price, completely inflated. That's very recent too. It's very recent too. It's not like something that's been creeping up. This huge jump that's completely unwarranted. This huge jump is false, right? It's not real. Yeah, it's throttling. Oh, you mean the internet? Sorry. Yeah. Hold on. Let me Let me reset that. Okay. In Germany, you can't be completely shut off the internet even if you go over your contact limit. The reason is essentially you need to inform yourself. Yeah, absolutely. It should be like yeah. You're not gonna get pushback from me, in terms of like making the internet like a utility, right? Y'all want to know something wild? in Florida, what's happening is that there's a huge like obviously property values are increasing artificially, because this is not like naturally like accruing value. This is they're artificially rising in prices, and at the same time it's going to reach to the point when climate change hits with, depending a couple of decades from now, all of that is just gonna be gone. And we continue to build. We continue to build, and it's getting to the point where insurance companies are in the red because they've had to pay out billions of dollars in claims of hurricanes, and all it's gonna take is one bad season, one bad hurricane season. All of that value is gone. Yikes, Alatia. Yikes. Which Florida? I'm a South Florida man. Yeah, it's gonna happen. You just sold it for $780K. Yeah, but that's in 2015. That's in 2015. I mean, like, out of just even in less time than that, a house that was not almost $1 million is all of a sudden like being artificially boosted. I don't know. I don't like where any of this is going, and there's a million different ways where this could go south. Houses on the span of maybe to 30-50 years at most. Yikes. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah, Skiddeer. Exactly. It wasn't even more than 400K a year ago, and then all of a sudden, boom. It's like, I don't know. So it's not the natural progression of how like it will of how housing like values increase. No way. I wonder if China will build up property this time. Will buy up property. I don't know.
Yeah, your parents need to sell that property and get out.
Yeah. The Alberta government.
Tell them to come up to the mountains.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because like I actually talked to them and they actually were receptive. When I laid out the argument that like, you know, you guys worked your entire like work lives for this house, right? I mean, it's your house. Like you guys worked your entire lifetime for your house, which presumably you're gonna leave to your kids, right? Explain to me how in like decades when
Florida's gone.
like explain to me what exactly do you plan to leave like your children, right? Like presumably you worked your entire life for this house, and you're presumably gonna leave it for us. What exactly are you planning to leave here? If that was the idea, and that kind of got them to think about it, you know. And I'm hoping that as I continue to chip away and make them think about like the obvious like climate issue, that they react, you know, that they react in time. Jeez, I call him a 1%. He's at best, I think, like he's at best 5%. No, not even. I think like people just happen to have that one house that accrued that value that one time is like at the 10% ish range. The Alberta government removed the cap on the amount of private insurance companies can bill Albertians. Now they get to jack up the prices of insurance to however high they want. Yeah, that's coming here in Florida. Eventually, it's gonna be so. Eventually, it's gonna be so expensive to insure a house here that either you won't be able to, or insurance companies are gonna take so much losses that they're just not gonna do it unless they get some kind of government intervention. I don't know. I hope that science will allow you to grow gills in time. I'm good. I'm hoping that like I'm hoping that I have the ability to not be here. I mean, yeah. I see the writing on the wall, trust me. Silly proletariat, ownership is not for you. Drew, I am dedicated to being nothing but a faithful renter for the rest of my life.
Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Don't be giving these people bad ideas. How much money a year could you have in a property if you weren't paying rent?
I don't know. The obviously it's cheaper to have a mortgage than pay rent, but it's also really funny because when you apply to get said mortgages, they can be really like picky, and be like, hey, I don't know if you can get this loan, even though like you can clearly obviously pay like rent that's more than mortgage. It's just like, I think people buying houses right now are about to get dick. Banks love giving out government-backed loans. That's true. It depends on when you buy. Yep. Yes, Jesse Dames. There is definitely a cat. Multifamily, low rises, which has the same built-in problems. It's stupidly built, wood frame with sliding buildings that nobody knows how much they will last. Yikes. Dang, this turned like this gave a real like a doomer twist real quick, man. Ooh, that article kind of like shoved us on a more doomer twist, but it's fine. It is about to be 3:30, so I do have to get going.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Doomer hours. Yeah, so let's leave on a positive note, okay? Listen, there are things that we can do. There are ways of making this a better place in the time that we have with the tools that we have. And also, worker co-ops are cool. Alright? I think that we should push for a more democratic system in the workplace. Yeah, cool. Great stream. Thanks for having us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. And special right to your reps. Yes, true. Right to your representatives. Thank you for the follow, Samdam. Right to your representatives. Make sure if your state allows ballot initiatives, there's things that you can do. Push unions. All of this stuff can make genuine progress in terms of like palpable W's that you can stack, right? Chad, thanks for visiting. Great content. Thank you, Hildebeest. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for all the support, guys. Don't give up. Yeah, exactly. Do what you can with the time that you have, with the tools that you're given. That's all we can do. So before we sign off, I want to give a thank you to everybody here. Hildebeest with the subscription. All the new follows, Alio with all the biddies, Heat with all the biddies, Calm Like a Tom with all the biddies, Very Polite Vampire with all the biddies, and Bleep Blop Ben with the massive raid. Thank you so much for bringing your community here. Thank you so much, Ben, for bringing your community here. If you're still here, or and if you hear this later, and you guys, make sure you guys are super extra awesome to Ben, and I appreciate him bringing all of you guys here, and you guys have been absolutely wonderful. Thank you guys. May not have corporations, but have politicians. True, that's the thought. It really does. I really do appreciate all of you guys and all of your support, and thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. We are here Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, doing the news and politics in the morning. And today, like you guys have, we're hanging out here. We do Saturday Caturdays, a more chill version, with kitty cats included. Promise. There's at some point in the stream.
There is still a kitty cat here. He's cleaning his toes.
There's always a kitty cat hanging out with us on Saturday Caturday, and if you guys join the Discord, I'll also post more kitty cat pictures. We got a couple of cute ones here that my girlfriend just sent me, so I'll post those in the Discord, exclamation Discord. And tomorrow we'll try to kick off a Discord movie night. So stay tuned. Hit that like button if you're watching the stream. Like the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, do all that awesome stuff, and of course spread the word that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics. And again, thank you guys for all the support. Thank you, Ben, and all the wonderful content creators that are hanging out there. Make sure you anybody with a diamond, make sure you go follow them or go subscribe to their content on YouTube and all that awesome stuff. Again, guys, thank you so much. I can't thank you guys enough. So let's see here. You know what? Sourcing support. Let's raid them. We haven't had the chance to raid sourcing support. They are a phenomenal person. You will learn something from sourcing, guaranteed. He's doing most likely scripting with JavaScript. I think is his main coding language. So you will learn something. I highly recommend you guys show them awesome love, and fantastic person. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for streaming. No, thank you guys for hanging out. As always, please
being here with you guys.
Yes, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. We love you all, and we hope to see you guys. just gonna type a little more here to get Twitch to count me in the raid. Let's go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you guys. As always, we love you all. Hey, thank you for the follow. We love you all.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you guys in the next stream. See ya.
See ya.
Alright, let's head on over to sourcing, guys. Hang with me, hang with me. Mamius, thank you so much. Don't worry, I saw your message. Alright, folks. We are heading to sourcing.
I'm dabbing, but you can't see me. But I am dabbing.
But yes, exactly. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Bye.